Friends, Ram Ram. Friends, today we are going to discuss a very relevant topic related to your subject accountancy, and the topic is transactions. We daily perform in our practical life. Perhaps we don't know the real sense of the transactions. Now the question arises here, when we perform the transaction in our practical life, then why do we not record these transactions? The answer is simple. Check the motto of your transactions, whether you buy the goods or services for your own consumption or for resale. If you have intention to resell the product or services, definitely you are performing the business transaction and you must record it if the volume of transactions are big. Otherwise, the transactions whatever you performing is not relevant for the business transaction. Let's discuss in details what is transactions in the real sense. Now on this slide we are going to discuss about the meaning of transaction. What is the meaning of transaction? Transaction, an event occurring between two or more entities that has some monetary value is called transaction. Now there are two highlighted a bold word while explaining the meaning of transaction, and that is event and entity. Let's understand what is the meaning of event. Event means something that happens in the life of any person in the course of business, like exchange of something between two or more entity. Entity means we will discuss later, like exchange of ideas, suggestions, information, goods or services. As you know, friends, if you have knowledge, then you share the knowledge with your colleagues, your friends, in your family also, and you are not able to charge any fees, or you are not receiving any money by exchanging your knowledge, but it is event. Event means something happens between two or more than two people or organizations. Okay, whether it has monetary value or not, it doesn't matter, but event means exchange. Simple word, exchange. Now let's discuss next point, that is entity. What is entity? Something that have its separate and independent identification from others, like Shiv, Ram, Shambhu, Mahesh Enterprises, Neelkantha Private Limited, schools, college. If you see, you also have a separate and independent identity from others, because you are recognized by your name. You are not recognized by others. You have your own thought, ideas. Nobody has suppressed you unless you allow the people to suppress you. Nobody can interfere in your policies and procedures unless you allow others to do so. Entity means something. Something may be living creatures and non-living also. Living means you and me, like, and non-living means corporate, partnership firm, LLP, these all. Now the next point is important, economic events. As we have seen the events in the last slide, events means something happening, exchange of something between two or more entity. But if those exchange carries any monetary value, that is called the economic events. Suppose you are advising to your friends, then you as a professional, then you are not getting any money. It is not a economic events, it is only an events. But you are serving the same ideas to any client, then you are charging some fees for those suggestions or advice, then you are doing economic events. Okay friends, like goods or services or intellectual properties, they all have some monetary value. That is why it is called economic events. Now come to the next slide, that is examples for clarification of the above explanation. Shiv Enterprises bought goods of 50,000. Now first we analyze the transaction. Is there any entity? Yeah, Shiv Enterprises and the supplier, because Shiv Enterprises is buying goods from anyone that is not visible here, but there would be some entity or person who is supplying goods to Shiv Enterprises. Now Shiv Enterprises and the supplier are entity because they are recognized by their name and entity existence. Now come to the next point, event. What is the event? Exchange of goods between Shiv Enterprises and supplier. And if the event carries some monetary value, obviously there is a 50,000 is the monetary value of the goods, then it's called the economic event, friend. Now in the conclusion, I conclude the example in very simple way. Since the transaction taken place between Shiv Enterprises and the supplier that has some monetary value, okay, therefore it is a business transaction, and this is the reason why it is called that all the transactions are the events, but all the events are not transactions, because some events does not carry monetary value. Like if you suggestion, if you advise your friends, if you exchanging your ideas with your friends, colleagues, and with your family members, then it will not carry any monetary value. That's why transactions definitely carry monetary value, but all the events are not necessary to carry the monetary value. That's why it is called that all the transactions are the events, but all the events are not transactions, because some events may not have monetary value. I have discussed, like exchange of ideas, suggestions. Friends, I have tried to explain the sense of transaction, why the transactions are recorded by the business and not profit and obligations, why not by us. Okay friends, if you get any benefit from this video, it is my humble submission to you that you should appreciate me, so that I could prepare more videos for you. Okay friend, thank you. Ram Ram friends.